And welcome to News Round, a recap of stories that made headlines during the week. Coming up, National Assembly passes 2.17 trillion naira 2023 supplementary appropriation bill after a third reading. And President Bola Tinubu reads Riot Act to his ministers, tasks them to deliver at the 2023 cabinet retreat in Abuja. Lawmakers in Rivers State House of Assembly begin impeachment process against the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara. Plus, Rwanda introduces visa-free entry for all Africans. Welcome to the program. I'm Ladi Williams, and we see a fresh crisis rock the Rivers State House of Assembly as lawmakers commence impeachment proceedings against the state governor, Mr. Siminalayi Fubara. This was after the House chambers was burnt down the night before. The House Speaker claimed that the fire incident was supervised by the government house and House Leader Edison Ahir, whom the lawmakers also removed from his position.
Members of the Rivers State House of Assembly are gathered in the unfamiliar setting of the auditorium away from their usual venue, which was mysteriously burnt down last night. The Speaker makes his way in, and proceedings begin with the Speaker condemning in strong language the burning of the hallowed chambers. He accuses the House Leader, Edison Ahir, of supervising the burning on behalf of the government.
Sadly here, we see a situation where the legislature is being attacked and not allowed to perform. We cannot really understand why our own chambers will be burnt down because somebody does not want this arm of government to survive or to function. This is sad. This is a sad day for Rivers State, and we know that security agencies will certainly do what is necessary to arrest all those who brought this bad news to Rivers State.
3 items are brought before the House by the clerk. The first is the removal of Edison Ahir as leader. The second is the suspension of Edison Ahir representing Ahoda East, Victor Oko representing Bonny, Goodboy Sakari Goodboy representing Ahoda West, Adolphus Timothy representing Okpobonkoro from the House. And thirdly is the impeachment of Governor Fubara.
A very important motion.
Finally, Silvanus Mwakwa from Omuma constituency presents the notice of impeachment against the governor as signed by 24 members. The governor is accused of acts of gross misconduct unbecoming of the office of the governor.
Mr. Speaker, this morning I rise to move a very important motion brought pursuant to Order 12 and Order 28 of our standing orders. Mr. Speaker, the said motion is a motion to remove the majority leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Edison Ahir. Mr. Speaker, the reason for this motion is for inefficiency and ineffectiveness. Mr. Speaker, I so move. With your leave, Mr. Speaker, may I lay it at the table.
The Speaker asks that the notice of impeachment be forwarded to the governor and allow the legal process to take its course, after which he adjourns plenary indefinitely. Shortly after the sitting, a faction of the Assembly members met elsewhere and elected the former majority leader, Edison Ahir, as their Speaker.
My commitment to Rivers people is that I will be fair, I will be just to all and sundry, and I will ensure that the rule of law takes its course. I will not betray my colleagues, I will not betray Rivers people, I will not betray my constituents. I will also ensure the independence of the Rivers House Assembly is adhered to with mutual respect to the judiciary and the executive arm of government.
However, shots are heard outside and the lawmakers immediately flee the chambers as tear gas and water cannons are used to disperse protesters outside.
Meanwhile, Governor Fubar has described the move to impeach him as a nullity, accusing the police of shooting at him on his way to inspect the State House of Assembly complex. In a twist of events similar to that of 2013, Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State is making efforts with the help of the security aides to gain access into the State House of Assembly complex. His intention, according to the state government, is to inspect the complex, which was gutted by fire on Sunday night. But on arrival at the Moscow Road, where the assembly is located, his convoys met with stiff resistance by uniformed men. Tear gas canisters and gunshots were released to push back the governor's convoy. But insisting on going further, the governor damns the consequences as he alights from his vehicle and walks by foot to the complex, where he inspects what is left of the assembly chambers.
From what I've seen, the security is even compromised.
Yeah, exactly.
They were shooting at me. They were shooting at me. This operation was shooting at me directly. But it doesn't matter. Somebody will die one day.
Yes.
I want to die. When people hear Fubara, they say, who is this Fubara? Is that man that was killed one time for a struggle? You will not die. You will not die. I am not against anybody. I am not planning anything against anybody. I'm the chief security officer. I'm the head of the government. The first person that should come declare the place and create an alternative place for assembly to sit. So whatever action that is taken here is none.
His visit comes few minutes after 24 out of the 32 members of the State Assembly sat to suspend 4 members and presented a notice of impeachment to be served on the governor over alleged gross misconduct. With cheers from his supporters, Governor Fubara, in company of now suspended leader and members of the State House of Assembly, walked back to the government house, where he addresses the crowd at the gate, vowing to resist any unlawful impeachment process.
So my journey today is, whatever it is that wants to happen, let it happen. If Siminalayi Fubara is impeached, I am not the first, neither will I be the last. Come out and tell the people of Rivers State that offense that Fubara committed that is warranting impeachment. So, but my happiness this morning is the people of Rivers State, represented by every one of you here, is with us. I can go home and sleep.
Residents will only hope that this crisis, coming less than 6 months into his current administration, does not escalate. And now to the National Assembly, where lawmakers in both the upper and lower chambers passed the 2.17 trillion naira supplementary budget. However, the chairman of the House Committee on Appropriations says the budgetary provision for the presidential yacht has been moved to the student loan. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is urging President Bola Tinubu to call political parties in Bayelsa to order ahead of the November 11th governorship election, following insightful comments allegedly made by the deputy governorship candidate of the APC in the state.
After speedy consideration and budget defense of the 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Bill received from President Bola Tinubu, both chambers of the National Assembly dedicate the final plenary of the week to its passage. The 2.17 trillion naira supplementary budget passes overwhelmingly in both chambers. While the supplementary budget sent to the National Assembly by the President proposed 5 billion naira to purchase a presidential yacht under the capital expenditure of the Nigerian Navy's budget, the House Committee Chairman on Appropriations says it has been removed and reallocated.
Student loan was 5 billion naira in the budget, but now we have increased it from 5 to 10 billion so that our students can be able to access that facility in order for them to go to school and to be affordable for them. This is what it is actually.
So no more what?
We don't have that yet anymore.
He further explains some other adjustments made to the budget.
Police formation and command will give them 50 billion, while the FCT, they have about 100 billion naira. You know, FCT is very important because we want to make sure FCT can compete with any city in the world. While Office of the National Security, we know how important that office is. Initially, their initial budget was 27 billion, but currently we have increased their budget to 50 billion naira. You know, we have a serious housing deficit in this country, and the Mr. President agenda, he wants to build as much as he can. So we have approved 100 billion naira for Ministry of Housing, and that's what he actually did.
Meanwhile, back in the chamber, the House reacts to possible incitement and threats to security ahead of the Bayelsa governorship election, following a viral video of the deputy governorship candidate of the APC inciting violence.
The House resolves to urge His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to call all party candidates to order before the election. Urge the Inspector General of Police and the National Security Advisor to caution the parties and cause the extraction of undertakings from all party candidates that will guarantee peace in Tuambras and Bayelsa State and a violent-free election on 11th November 2023.
In the meantime, following the statement of the Chief of Army Staff expressing worry over classified documents ending up in the public space, the House of Representatives is calling for forensic storage of security information. The House, through a motion by Honorable Stanley Olajide, decries the leakage of security information, which it fears is affecting the fight against insecurity in the country. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
And President Bola Tinubu has cautioned members of his cabinet not to be a clog in the wheel of Nigeria's progress. Without mincing words, he delivered a riot act to them to either perform or leave. The President made the declaration at the 2023 cabinet retreat in the State House Conference Center in Abuja.
Ministers, presidential aides, permanent secretaries, and top government officials converge on the State House Conference Center, Abuja, for the 2023 cabinet retreat aimed at delivering on the renewed hope agenda. Once the president arrives and is seated, the secretary to the government of the Federation explains the purpose of the retreat.
The retreat will also provide opportunity to deepen the understanding of participants on best practices in conducting government business. More specifically, the retreat will focus on 1. Ensuring all members are abreast of essential government processes.
Several invited guests also delivered goodwill messages and pledged their support to the Nigerian government's reform agenda.
You are likely to become the third largest country in the world by 2050. I applaud your plans to stabilize the economy and put it on a higher growth path to prosperity, on which so much else depends. The UK stands ready to support in the spirit of mutual respect.
We're here with a very simple mission, which is to help you and support you in this incredibly important and really challenging task of lifting millions of Nigerians out of poverty.
When President Tinubu takes to the podium, he reaffirms his conviction that a prosperous Nigeria is achievable through dedication, direction, and unwavering determination.
The bold endeavor is only achieved through courage, determination, and focused leadership. We are going through the reform painfully, and we still have other challenges. Don't be a clog in the wheel of Nigerian progress. Let us look forward. Let us be determined that corruption will go, progress will be achieved, better wages for our workers, living wages.
He also tasked his cabinet to deliver on their assignments.
And that is why we established Result Delivery Unit. At the end of this retreat, we are going to sign a bond of understanding between you, the ministers, the permanent secretary, and myself. If you miss the objective, we review. If no performance, you leave us. No one is an island. And the buck stopped on my desk.
The president also made it clear that the cabinet must come up with homegrown solutions to tackle the challenges facing the country. From the presidential villa, Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
And when news now returns, it's cheery news for African tourists as Rwanda introduces visa-free entry. Join us again. Welcome back. The Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress has given the federal government till Wednesday, November the 8th, to redeploy the Commissioner of Police in Imo State or risk a nationwide industrial action. The demand came after Thursday's encounter between Labour leader Mr. Joe Ajero and the police in Imo State. The union leaders are also calling for the arrest and prosecution of all those involved in the brutalization of the NLC president.
The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, Mr. Joe Ajero, is visibly absent as Labour leaders from the NLC and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, addressed this news conference in Abuja.
Of the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC.
The attack on the NLC president on Wednesday in Imo State is the crux of the news conference, as workers' unions suspect the police and the state government for masterminding the incident.
Our leader, Comrade Joe Ajero, was blindfolded, beaten to a pulp, brutalized, humiliated and violated by the police personnel and taken to unknown destination. Hoodlums sent by the state governor have stationed themselves around the streets, including the secretariat, where were beaten up workers who had reported at the secretariat and dispensing of their personal items, including money and phones and laptops.
Against the backdrop of the accusations, the workers' union leaders gave a 5-day ultimatum to the federal government.
We further resolve that in the event the government failed to comply with any or all the conditions above stated, NLC, TUC, and their affiliates will no longer guarantee industrial peace and harmony in Nigeria, beginning Wednesday, 8th of November 2023, while a joint National Executive Council, NEC, meeting of the two labor centers will meet to decide the next course of action.
However, the Imo State Commission of Information, who spoke on our political program, Lunchtime Politics, denies the allegations, while the state governor distanced himself from the incident.
The truth is that Ajero, as somebody from Imo, has a political agenda, hidden political agenda. And unfortunately and sadly, he is using the labor union to achieve that agenda, and they're just flowing with him.
What has happened is this ugly coincidence that the national president of the Nigerian Labour Congress is from Imo State and has not been able to demarcate the difference between being a national leader of an organization and then an interested party in local politics. I don't interfere with labor matters.
The Imo State Police on Thursday also explained their side of the story in the press release, which reads in part, I quote, "It is pertinent to state that the NLC president was in Owerri as part of arrangement of the Congress to mobilize workers for a mega protest. In the course of their planning, it was reported that some essential facilities, particularly the airport, will be locked down. This led to scuffles, heated arguments, and an eventual attack on the president by a mob. Upon receiving this report, the Imo Police Command swiftly deployed police operatives to the scene, where the officer in charge exercised his operational discretion by taking the NLC president into protective custody at the State Command Headquarters. End of quote. It will take the intervention of the federal government to prevent the dispute in Imo State from degenerating into national industrial crisis.
And the message of the 22nd WIMBIZ Annual Conference was hinged on the need for women to thrive and pursue excellence in diverse spheres of influence. This year's edition, with the theme Mission Impossible Thrive, provided a platform for women leaders, professionals and entrepreneurs to come together, share experiences and inspire one another.
To bring up the distinguished members. The 22nd Women in Management, Business and Public Service WIMBIZ Conference at the Eco Hotel and Suites in Lagos is a gathering of accomplished women leaders, professionals and entrepreneurs. With the theme Mission Impossible Thrive, the conference centers around women empowerment, resilience and the pursuit of excellence in diverse spheres of influence.
As this 22nd Annual WIMBIZ Conference takes off today, it is my earnest hope that the next 48 hours will enable you to connect the dots between I am and self-realization, an acknowledgement that to thrive, you must jumpstart your mission, I am possible. This is your opportunity to shape your own life. Seize it.
The problem is a narrative. It's taking control of our own destiny and making sure we talk about it and we push it out there and not be afraid. I don't believe in the glass ceiling. As a matter of fact, I think the term should be scrapped. There isn't a ceiling. We've just got to go. We've got to do what we need to do. But you know, it's not tomorrow. It's not when I'm more comfortable. It's not after I have my children. It's not after my children grow up. It's now. The opportunity of a lifetime can only be realized in the lifetime of that opportunity.
The 2023 WIMBIZ Conference boasts an impressive lineup of speakers, including accomplished women leaders from various industries, whose insights in achieving personal and professional fulfillment resonate strongly with the attendees. The diverse range of topics covered provides something for everyone, from budding entrepreneurs to seasoned professionals.
It even started by me sharing the idea I want to be a pilot, and my uncle said, "Excuse me, that's not a woman's job." So, of course, yes. So I first went to have a degree in Unilorry computer science, but I never stopped dreaming. And then, of course, in flying school, the only reason why we were sponsored then was because there were no female representation. And so government was trying to, the Women Affairs made a push for female pilots.
To help me with imposter syndrome, I've had to school myself, because insecurity, like you have already said, it's a male-dominated world. So I walk in, I'm a woman, and I have to make presentation to people. And who am I competing with? With other men. So I must know what I'm talking about.
The boss, decision maker, they are all men. Then maybe it defies this is male-dominated. So if this is the case, then I shall see, okay, then I will, yes, I deal with most of my staff from mechanic side, they are the men. But from management side and from the administrative side, I recruit a lot of ladies.
It's a vibrant atmosphere of collaboration and knowledge exchange, and for the organizers, the resounding message is clear.
With all this discouragement, it is important for us to remind women that they carry a seed inside them that needs to still be activated for greatness. And so just thinking of the fact that mission, who is that mission? I am that mission, and I am still possible, and I must strive. To me, that makes the 22nd WIMBIZ Annual Conference worthwhile.
The 22nd WIMBIZ conference is a testament to the power of collective empowerment and highlights the potential for women to not only succeed, but to thrive in their respective fields.
And it's good news for tourists who have Rwanda as their travel destination bucket list, as the country's president, Paul Kagame, has introduced visa-free travel for all Africans. This move makes Rwanda the fourth African country to introduce visa-free entry for Africans, joining countries like Seychelles, the Gambia and Benin. President Kagame was quoted as saying, "Let there be no mistake about it, any African can get on a plane to Rwanda whenever they wish and will not pay a thing to enter our country." He added that the move was aimed at capitalizing on Africa's tourism market, driven by the continent's growing middle class. And that's News Round for the week. Thank you for watching. I'm Ladi Williams. Bye for now.